Hi everyone, Super Sport here. I'm going to walk you through how to download the files for my new ROM, how to clear the SD card, getting it ready for the Android installation, and flashing Task 29, and also flashing My ROM. So anyways, let's get started. First thing you need to do is download the files. So go to the thread, and I'll have a link underneath the video here. We'll scroll on down. You need to download Hard SPL 3, Task 29, and auto flash files, which are the ROM files, and there's 4 of them. Got to grab all 4 parts. So let's grab the Hard SPL 3. Make sure and save it to somewhere you know how to find it later. I've already downloaded it. I'll just overwrite it here real quick. Task 29. Same thing. I'll overwrite it. I've already got it, so I'll overwrite it. Now the ROM files I'm not going to overwrite because they take a long time to download. But basically you'll click on the link. It'll open up in MediaFire. And make sure and grab all 4 parts. I'll hit the first one just to show you what happens. It opens in a new window. Sometimes people have trouble with this little banner here popping up and covering the download link. If that happens to you, just scroll down on the page to bring the link up higher. I'm on a pretty big monitor, so that doesn't happen to me, but on lower resolutions it does happen sometimes. Also, I want to apologize in advance. I already took my medication for tonight, so if I start slurring my words or I get jumbled a little bit, I apologize. So anyways, let's say now that you do have these files, if I were to click this, start the download, and of course, using MediaFire or any other hosting program, they do give you pop-ups, which, woohoo. I'm going to close that. Okay. So let's say we've got the files now. Here are the files. First thing we want to do is make sure you've got Hard SPL 3 on your phone. So if you're starting from scratch and you haven't done it yet, I'm going to show you how to do that real quick. Let's unzip these 2 files. If you're using 7-zip, of course you go here. I just right mouse clicked on it. If you're using WinRAR, you would go here. I use the WinRAR real quick because it's right there. Unzip this one. So now you've got these 2 executable files. Let's go ahead and start the Hard SPL 3 installation package. Now, as you can see, my phone is connected to the computer through the USB cord. Hard SPL has rebooted it and thrown it into the bootloader. Now it's going to verify which Hard SPL is on the phone now. As you can see, I've got version 2.08. What we want is 2.08 HSPL. That's the Hard SPL. So you'll make sure that's selected. Click Next. It's going to flash it to the phone real quick. Almost looks like I'm having a connection problem. I'll let it run just in case this is right. But it seems like it should have gone a little bit faster. Now, there it looks like we're going. Okay. Now it says we hacked it on the screen, and also you'll notice here on the device it says we hacked it. That means you successfully installed Hard SPL 3. Now it says do not touch the device. Successfully done, and it's going to reboot. Now it's going to reboot into Windows. Let it finish coming in here. Installing Hard SPL 3 is really quite easy. I'm going to go ahead and delete these 2 zip files just to get them out of the way. And I just hit the help key on my keyboard, so we'll see if it pops up on accident. Okay. I have a little script running there that I don't want to start. Okay, now we're back into Windows. So right now what I want to do is verify that we've got Hard SPL 3 installed on the phone, and also we'll be setting up for the next step, which is flashing Task 29. And what Task 29 does is it actually erases the ROM portion or the ROM storage area on your phone. So when you flash a new ROM, you won't have pieces of the old one left behind. So it basically just clears out the old, getting ready for the new. But keep in mind when you do that, it does erase everything on your ROM currently. So any data, anything like that, you want to make sure and back things up first. So I'm going to go ahead and throw it into bootloader again. Now the way to do this is you hold, whoops, I'm going to power off first. Reinitialize the power here. I'm just waiting for the orange light to come on. Okay. Now to get into bootloader, you'll hold down the volume down button, and while holding it down, you'll power on the phone. Continue to hold the volume down button until it jumps into bootloader. Now, two reasons I wanted to do it this way. One, I almost always flash from the bootloader. I rarely flash from within Windows. I just did the Hard SPL 3 just to show you it can be done. The other reason I did it is to prove here that we have SPL 2.08 HSPL. That means we've got the Hard SPL installed correctly. Okay, so now we're ready to do the task 29. To run the task 29, I'm going to right mouse click on it. If you're in Windows Vista or Windows 7, you need to right mouse click. In Windows XP, you don't need to bother with that. I'll run as administrator. Now, if you do not run it as administrator, it's not going to work. I've heard a lot of people saying task 29 isn't working. That's normally the reason why. Vista and 7, you must right click and run as administrator. Okay, it's the same thing as flashing a ROM. Go ahead and verify these. Hit update, next, and next. Okay, so now what you want to watch for is when it nears the end of the flash, say 95 to 100%, before 100% normally, we're going to press and hold the volume down button again. And what this does is it's going to reboot directly back into the bootloader. Now if you forget this step, it's going to boot up into your normal, I don't know what it is, like the T-Mobile pink and white screen. If you get there, it's not going to go any further because we've now erased everything off the ROM. So if that happens, you'll have to remove your battery, hold down the volume down button, install your battery and power back up while holding down the volume down button, and that's going to throw you into bootloader again. So as you can see here, we've successfully flashed task 29. So that step's over. The next step, of course, would be to flash my ROM. And to do that, you will double click the first file of the series of the 4 files, and it's the exe file, and it's the one with my logo on it, my little Superman icon. My wife calls me Superman. So here, go ahead and accept that I'm letting you use this without any warranty, meaning if anything breaks, I'm not responsible, and I really would feel horrible if that ever happened, but I flashed this ROM, I don't know, 20, 30 times, and I haven't had any problems yet, so I think we're good. I'll go ahead and accept. Now what this is an auto flash file that I've created. I've taken the ROM, the flash package, everything, put it together into one easy to run package where you just start it up and it basically runs through the process for you. And it's basically a self-extracting file that runs an executable at the end. My user account control, I say yes. I'm going to go ahead and run through the flash of this. Okay, now keep in mind this flash takes about 9 to 10 minutes. It's quite a long flash, and the reason for that is I've not only got Windows Mobile, it's a very stripped down version of mobile, but it is Windows Mobile. But I've also, inside the ROM, I've included the Android build. And of course, this Android build is Bluetopia 1.0.2 by CMY LXGO. This happens to be my favorite Android build. I think you'll probably agree once you get into it. So anyways, we're going to let the flash happen. It's going to go to the end. It's going to reboot 2 times, I believe it is. And then it's going to start up the Android process. And if you look at the thread that I have here, you'll notice at the bottom of the first post, I've got the times, how long it takes for all this to happen. So if you go through this and do it on your own, which we're not going to follow everything because it takes a long time to do, follow the timetables, and if it looks like yours is taking longer, give it an extra minute or 2 for each process. If it still seems like there's trouble, then maybe you need to start from the beginning and try it again. Anyways, that's it for now, and I appreciate you watching. Thank you.